Hello everyone, I'm Jalpa Lakhani. Today I'm going to present you build a secure API and some of the security recommendation. So first we go through the table of content. In table of content we will see the introduction, project summary, and I made the one project in Visual Studio, and we go through this project by some of the secure API, explanation of coding and JWT. How can we make this code, and what is the meaning of this project, and how can we use the JSON web token. And the next one is about myself, and then next recommend some of the recommendation question and answer, and then some important link of my video, and last one is conclusion. So the first is introduction. In introduction, the project summary and coding explanation. I made the one project. The name is Secure API with the help of JWT. So I made the APIs. So JW with the help of JWT. So it asks for the token and how the code works in that project. We will see. And API data with Postman. The API which I create on project, we will run on the Postman. We can run on the Postman and we can get the data, and we can betterly understand how it works, and we get the data in better format. Recommendation question and answer. Some of the questions that we need for the for the secure of our data and the transportation of our data. So that related question, we will see that related of the question and answer. The next one is project summary. Why we need the secure API? We all know that API is connected with the internet, so everyone can access the data of the API. But sometimes our data is really personal, and the sum of data we don't want to and don't want to give the access to the third party. So in this case, we need to secure our API. And what is the secure API? So in secure API, when we want to access this API, the server asks for the authentication. Authentication is in like key and in token format. So and some in some case, a server is also ask for the authentication when we want to store the data. How can we achieve it? Uh, if user is successfully logging in that API, so that API generates the one token. This token is called as JSON Web Token, and by this JSON Web Token, we can access our API, and this JSON Web Token is one kind of our credential to get the data in whole server. So the next one is coding and the Postman. We will do this coding in Visual Studio, and as I said, API with JWT authentication, and that API we can run on the Postman. So the next slide is about me. I am Jalpa Lakhani. I completed my Bachelor's of Engineering from India. My student ID is 200456416, and I have a working experience as an Android developer in India, and this is my LinkedIn link. So the first, let's go through this question. So first question is, how can we transfer the personal data securely with the network? So we have many types of protocol to transfer the data from one to other machine, but the one is secure that I believe is when we encrypt our data when we send to the server. This is the one. This is the one best method to transfer our data within the network. So there are the wide range of encryption products, such as you can use the private and public keys, some kinds of password token, and all this thing is used for the encoding your data. So encryption is the best method to transfer your personal data within the network. So question 2, what security protocol is best for the transferring personal file? So there are the many kinds of protocol, FTP, SFTP, but FTP is a really old and trustworthy protocol to transfer the files between the server and client. And this protocol is commonly used because it is the open source, and you can see in the pictures the one of the client send the data to the transfer, and when user want to get the data, it is asked for the when FTP client, you can see in this image, FTP client is transfer the data through the file transfer protocol to the FTP server. So the next question is question 3. Can we encode and encrypt the images? Yes, we can encode and encrypt images. As we taught in the class, we can encrypt our images in FTP transfer protocol. We did this thing. So this is really easy to. This is a fact thing. We can encode and encrypt the images, this is the process of encode the images. First we have a original image, we can encrypt, we can use any kind of encodings. Here is the example, base 64 encoding. And after this encoding you can save your file and at the server side, and by reading, and for the reading purpose you also need to encode, so sorry, you also need to decode your image through that method which you use for encoding, and you can get your original image by decrypting this. So the question 4, our database cannot be moved from the site. We need to be able to access it externally using the secure API. Can you explain the architecture of secure API? Yes, the architecture of secure API is divided in 4 layers. The first is information management layer, second is application layer, third is integration, and fourth one is interaction layer. Information management layer handle all the information, and application layer used for the front side, and integration layer is responsible for integrate to the server and client, and interaction user handles all the interaction by the user. This is the architecture of API architecture, and you can see this image. The question 5, can you recommend the secure framework for the coding an API? As per my opinion, Django REST framework is the secure framework for the coding, because the REST framework provide the number of authentication schemes, and this is the out of box, and also it allows the implement the custom scheme, so you can customize as you want. The next question is, question 6, what data interchange format should we use while transferring the data between the locations? The better option is we have a lot of kind of data transfer, XML and JSON, but JSON format is definitely required to less coding and smaller size. So JSON format is best for the interchange between the location. And reasons for why we use the JSON format, because it is straightforward and it has a better performance. And if you know, JSON format is really easy for the mapping, because it gives the object, and object is easily map sorry it gives the object, and object is easily map in codings. Easily we can easily map directly do the mapping in the objects. And JSON library is open source, so this is the commonly used for the transferring. Question 7, how should we store our data in many location? We can store our data by direct attached storage, and in this we can say that is compact disk, pen drive, and these things. And this is only for the single machine. And network attached storage, so in network attached storage we can say that the cloud service is the best example for the network attached storage. So these two types of storage, I can say that the best. And the question 8, why? What are the ethical concerns related to the transmission when we want to transfer our data? What kind of concern then we need to take care of? The first thing is cost and benefits, and the second is right to inspect. We have to write that what about our data, and we can inspect the data. And when we need to update and correct, we can do that on that thing. And accuracy and completeness, accuracy is the most important thing when we work with the data. And maintenance of the confidentiality, obviously authentication is the most important thing in the data, so confidentiality is the best thing. So this is my reference and link, and thank you. I hope you enjoy.